Hi everybody, Lindsay here from Lindsay on Learning, and today I want to just walk you through some excerpts from Alexandra Fuller's Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight and show you how you can use these excerpts to build style in student writing. In other words, these are great small mentor sentences for students to imitate the style and structure of Alexandra Fuller as a writer. The number one step that you want to begin with when you're doing a mentor sentence is to show students the sentence and ask them what they notice. And they can build confidence because anybody can notice something about the sentence. Like, for example, in this sentence, the student might say, well, I noticed that there is a parenthetical, or I noticed that there are two adjectives hyphenated, and that's interesting because you usually don't see that. By asking students what they're noticing, you can then springboard from that and turn that into a conversation about Alexandra Fuller's sentence structure and style. This is a great sentence imitation for getting students to build in show versus tell. Because if you ask students to describe the smell of something, often those descriptions fall short. Like, it smelled sweet, or it smelled really stanky, or it smelled bad. But getting them to specify what it is about that smell that is super unique and interesting can be a challenge. Enter Alexandra Fuller. This is one of my favorite sentences because if you break it down, there are two lists of words. The second list of nouns complements the first list of adjectives. Students might notice these are all adjectives words describing the smell that come after the semicolon. But then what's going on in the second sentence is they are turning each one of these into a simile. First, in the imitation, I ask students not to worry about the second sentence, but to just focus on the list of adjectives. And I ask them to list 5, maybe 6 adjectives that they'd associate with the smell of the place. Okay, so this one we have hot, we have sweet, smoky, salty, and then sharp, soft. And I tell students, see if you can join 2 of your adjectives together with a hyphen, because by doing that, you create a totally different adjective. It's not sharp, it's not soft, but sharp, soft is a totally different way of thinking about something. You'll also notice there is a range in terms of the kinds of adjectives in the list. We have kind of a temperature, we have a taste, we have another taste with smoky and salty, and then we have the sense of touch with sharp, soft. If they can get multiple sentences targeted by those adjectives in the list, it is really, really great. Once they have the adjectives down, they are going to take them one by one and go, it is like, and not even thinking about what they're trying to describe, not even thinking about the smell. The goal of a simile is to join 2 unlike things in an unexpected way to give you a new way of thinking about something. So what is hot? First thing that comes to mind, Alexandra Fuller chose black tea is hot. What is sweet? Alexandra Fuller chose cut tobacco is sweet. And so each one of these adjectives will be paired with a noun and perhaps an adjective plus a noun that rounds out that bit of the description. What is smoky? Well, fresh fire is smoky. What is salty? Well, old sweat is salty. What is sharp, soft? Well, young grass is sharp, yet it's soft. Okay, so if I wanted to color code this, you can see there from the color coding how the adjective matches up with its noun counterpart. Okay, here's an example that I wrote. Growing up, my great-grandma was kind of this figure of mystery and wonder. We only went up to Minnesota to see her maybe once a year. And so I have all these memories of her house, and it seemed larger than life because she seemed larger than life, and she had always things going on the stove. She had a closet full of games, which is like a mystery treasure trove to me. She had color-changing lipsticks. She had a writing room. She was just the coolest person ever, in my opinion. And so I chose to write about my great-grandma and what I couldn't know about her as a child. And I chose the smell. So my list of adjectives, you can see warm, doughy, rich, musky, and antique. And then I paired it with my nouns. She was like, what's warm? Barbados. What's doughy? Dumplings, because she made the best dumplings. What's rich? Whitman's chocolate. And she always had this sampler of Whitman's chocolate sitting on the little antique hutch as we enter the house, and she'd always open up the box and ask us to pick one. And I always crossed my fingers and hoped that I would not choose the caramel, because I hate caramel. That was just kind of a sweet memory, no pun intended, about going to her house. And I'm choosing nouns that I associate with my grandma, but they're also rounding out the adjectives that I've chosen. So where am I? Rich, Whitman's chocolate, musky, lilacs, because lilacs are my favorite flower, and antique, Kings in the Corner, because that's an old game. It's a classic game, and it's something that my grandma would always play with me when I was little. So that's an example of turning the mentor sentence into something that is personalized. Here is a student example, actually a couple student examples. I'll scroll up here. What I can't know about night because I was asleep was its sound. Quiet, relaxing, eerie, annoying, endless. It was like a library, a beach, a clown, a 5-year-old, the universe. Next, we have walk and fire. This particular student was always hungry. So what I can't know about walk and fire is its taste. Sweet, spicy, tender, exotic, colorful, and dark. It was like homemade chocolate chip cookies, salsa dancing, love, belly dancers, the rainbow, and the night. As you can see, any student can get here. Any student can list adjectives. Any students can pair an adjective with a noun. And they end up with just a super sophisticated sentence structure and description that they are always really, really proud of. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one that you can enjoy as a teacher and use with your students. I'll see you next time.